Good morning. Happy Monday, my friends. It is Kevin at 7, special episode. We're talking about real estate realities of what is actually about to happen in the real estate industry and what is about to actually happen for your real estate reality, which is really the most important thing. What is happening for your real estate reality? Because that, my friends, is what matters the most. Right now, we are in limbo. In the real estate industry, things are moving, things keep moving, things keep shifting. I read an article on Friday that in the Wall Street Journal that the inventory has gone up 96% in San Francisco, California. San Francisco, there is nearly double the number of homes on the market right now as there was this time a year ago. So we've been in low inventory markets forever and ever. Things are starting to shake out. Things are starting to change. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Chris. Things are starting to shake out. So welcome, everybody. As you come on, make sure you post where you are so I can see who you are, where you're from. Good to see all of you. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. But here's the reality of real estate. The reality of real estate is that real estate is always in change. And real estate agents always do based on how they do, not based on how the market does. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Tim. Good morning, Josh. I can't hardly see you guys with my glasses here. Hi, Haley. So right now what's happening in the real estate market is not what's important. What you're doing in the real estate market, that's what's important. This, my friends, is the reality. The reality, it is up to you. The reality is your actions, your attitude, your thoughts, your behaviors, your skills, your strategies, and how well you implement those. That's what's going to determine what's going to happen for your real estate reality. Can I get an amen to this? You guys can understand it is your actions. If it is to be, it is up to me, that kind of thing. That's the reality. Okay, everything else is an excuse. Everything else is fear. All the uncertainties, like, but what if, what's going to happen, and all this kind of stuff. Here's what's going to happen for you. What's going to happen for you is you are going to reap the results from the seed that you sow. That's what's going to happen. I see real estate agents, I've got coaching members having by far their best year ever. I'm talking, some of them are so busy and making so much money, it's mind-boggling. And others are starving. They're paralyzed in fear, and they're in the same markets. It's not like one market's hot and another one's not. You got some areas where there is absolutely zero inventory, not absolutely, but you get the point. There's very low inventory. Okay, there's a lot of buyer demand compared to the inventory. And so homes sell fast. And you got other ones like Manhattan. You got right now there are, and I can't remember the exact number, but I read last week, there are over 30 in Manhattan. I may be wrong on the number here, but it's not smaller than this. There are over 30,000 vacant apartments in Manhattan right now. That's nearly 10 times normal. It's crazy. In San Francisco, inventory of homes for sale on the market right now is twice as much as it was this time last year. Similar stuff's happening in places like Vegas and other areas where inventory is just, there's nobody buying. Other areas, there's people buying, and there's people buying in San Francisco. There's just more people wanting to sell. People are leaving. Okay, but other areas, people are coming to it. So it's just different. So what's the reality? The reality is you got to know your market. And I just put out a video on YouTube this week talking about how to track your statistics. So if you haven't seen that video, we'll put the link down below. Make sure you watch that video on how to become a market expert in your market. You have to do this. Okay, I actually give you a free download, a spreadsheet for how to track your market statistics. Florida is on fire. Is that what I just heard, Ed? Florida is on fire? Well, California's on fire too, but I don't think you're talking about the same thing. Good morning, Orlando. Yep, 2020 has been awesome for me. Congratulations on that, Kim. That's awesome. So guys, again, Florida may be on fire, but there's agents in Florida making a lot of money, and there are agents in Florida that are starving. It's up to you. Okay, it is up to you. I'm reading a book right now. Just got this book. It's actually a book for kids. It's called Where Will You Be? Where Will You Be 5 years from today? Where will you be 5 years from today? And it's really kind of a fascinating book. It's short. It's a really easy read because it's actually written for young people. But it talks about excuses, and it talks about age as an excuse. This is not the real estate reality, but here is what is so funny is we tend to embrace, I can't even find it now. We tend to embrace excuses when we're not achieving at the level we want to be achieving, when things are not going the way that we want them to go, when we're not making the money that we want to be making, we embrace excuses. And guys, there is no excuse, okay? There is no excuse. And for every excuse that you make, there are case studies, there's proof of other people who with that same reason, with that same situation, the same circumstance, that have done well in spite of that excuse. They just didn't use it. They said, no, I'm not going to use that as an excuse. Okay, coronavirus is not an excuse, unless you want it to be, and then it's an excuse for your failure. But you still have failure. See, the problem with an excuse is, at the end of the excuse, all you have is the excuse. That is really profound. The worst thing about an excuse is that at the end of the excuse, you still have the failure. You still have the result you did not want. At the end of the excuse, all you have is still just the excuse. You want more? You got to stop using excuses. Excuses don't build anything. So this was just it said, this is in the book, Where Will You Be 5 years from today? Really cool book. Okay. It says, forget your age. Clearly, it's what you do, not when you do it, that really counts. And that's the same thing here. You know, it's same in the circumstances. Forget the pandemic. Okay. It's not the pandemic. It's what you do that matters. The choices you make, the decisions you make. Okay. Mozart wrote his first symphony at age 7. Don't tell me you're too young. Country singer LeAnn Rimes, back in the, 80s or 90s, a long time ago, she won 2 Grammy Awards, her first 2 Grammy Awards, when she was 14 years old. Shane Gold won 3 Olympic gold medals at age 16. Joan of Arc led an army in defense of France when she was 17. Fred DeLuca founded Subway with $1,000 in the bank when he was 21 years old. John F. Kennedy ran for U.S. presidency and won when he was age 43. Anyway, now it starts getting the older stuff. Ray Kroc founded McDonald's when he was 57. McDonald's was started by a guy who was already over the hill in some people's minds, 57 years old. Colonel Sanders built Kentucky Fried Chicken. He started at age 62. Frank Lloyd Wright, when he was age 83, was asked which one of his masterpieces was the best. He said, my next one, at age 83. He wasn't looking back on his past. He was looking forward to his dreams. Let's see. Ruth Rothfarb ran the Boston Marathon at age 86 in just a little over 5 hours. She said you lose a lot of speed between 80 and 86. Cal Evans was turned on his 104th birthday. Cal Evans was interviewed by the Denver Reporter, asked him in Denver, have you lived in Denver all your life? And he said, not yet, Sonny, not yet. All right, here's my point. Don't let excuses at any point in your life, anywhere in your life, you can allow excuses to make your decisions for you. And at the end of it, all you have is an excuse and you still lose. You still lose. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Do the real estate agents look at what school you graduated from for real estate? Alexander, they don't look at anything except whether or not you have a pulse. That's it, period. Real estate brokerage, don't look at anything. It is not like getting a job. You are not getting a job. It is not a job interview. When you go interview for a real estate job, I need to do a video on this, what it's like to interview for a real estate job. All they care about is if you can show up and not have drool running down your chin, and you can dress decently and don't have probably too much body odor. If you are competent to sit down and have a conversation, you got the job, and you pick your broker. They don't pick you, okay? Alexander, I love Alexander Kislov. Is that your real name, bro? What a cool name. You pick the broker. Any broker will take you, okay? And that's not 100% true. There are a few brokers out there, maybe 1 in 100, that actually have a standard. But most brokerages don't. You just have to have a license. That's it. All right. Greetings from Whittier, California. How can I look into your coaching programs? Go to YesMasters.com, and click on top tab. It says coaching. Click on it there. By the way, I'm going to do a free training, a free live webinar, free live webcast this Wednesday. Okay, I don't have a link for it right now, so stay tuned. We'll be posting it on YouTube. It'll be. In fact, I'll have them put it in this link here. But we'll also be doing it on. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Kevin Ward Now, or my Facebook is Kevin Ward Page. So on Facebook is Kevin Ward Page, on Instagram is Kevin Ward Now. Make sure you follow me there. You'll get notifications so you can register for that free training that I'll be doing this Wednesday. It will be live. It will be like at noon. I think it's noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern, I believe. And I'll be doing a free 90-minute training on what's working, what's happening in the real estate market right now, but most importantly, what's working in the real estate market right now. What are the 3 big secrets that you need to know and you need to do to win in real estate right now and not let anything happen. What's going on with the conference? So yes, Agent Mastery Live is coming. Agent Mastery Live. Go to agentmasterylive.com, get your ticket. Agent Mastery Live, 3 days with me. It will be, and we got an awesome group of speakers, top producers who are lined up, who are killing it in the real estate industry right now, that you're going to learn from their strategies as well and what they are doing. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, Long Island, New York inventory is down over 20% and prices up 6%. Yep, that's what's happening right now, okay? But what's going to happen in the future? Going to be different, okay? Thoughts on teams, prospecting, marketing ratio 50-50. Thoughts on teams, I love teams, but you got to be selling a lot of, the first step to build a team, sell a lot of houses. You don't need a team when you're not selling a lot of houses. So do not build a team till you're selling so many houses that you cannot handle all the business. And then you start with a free team, which we train in our coaching. Would you recommend to buy a home right now as a first-time home buyer? If you need a place to live, AJ, if you have a good job, good income, and you want a place to live and you plan to live there for the next 5-10 years and interest rates are super low, yeah, you can buy a house now. Would I recommend it as a financial investment? No, because house prices are super high. You know, in the big scheme of things, up and down. Hey, Monica, awesome. Look forward to seeing you at the event. In the scheme of things, real estate goes in cycles, okay? We've been on a 10-year tear of prices going up, and away, and in most markets, they're still going up. And that's not gonna happen forever, not when over 30% of all mortgage holders and all tenants in America did not pay rent last month. In commercial real estate, it's even worse. The number of bankruptcies, there are already more bankruptcies this year than ever in a single year in history. And unemployment benefits, over 30 million people are getting unemployment benefits, which means they don't have jobs. We are still rolling in the real estate industry because of supply and demand. But the economy is in trouble, and the stock market has nothing to do with the economy. The stock market has only a reflection of the Fed stimulus and people playing with Robinhood and playing around with that kind of stuff. I saw somebody mention buying silver and gold. If you're going to buy silver and gold, you should have bought it months ago, but it is still a good time to buy it because it's going to keep going up, because with all the Fed printing money, the the dollar is going to become worth less and less. It's not going to disappear right away because it's still the world reserve currency. But yes, owning physical silver and gold is a good move. But you better jump on it quick because it's getting more and more expensive by the day. I mean, there was a pullback last week, so I bought some more silver last week because there was a big pullback. It was a pullback in gold as well, but it's going to take off again. It took off. I didn't look this morning, but yeah, I did. I looked first thing this morning. It was up. Silver was up 80. No, that's last night. Silver was already up 80 cents, which is a lot. So all these things are just coming together, and keep your eyes open. But most importantly, my friends, it's what you do. That's what matters. Just wondering if you agree with some commentators the housing market could crash the end of this year early. Steve, the housing market is going to crash because the economy is going to crash. When is that going to happen? I don't know for sure. It could easily happen. It could easily start in the next few months. By spring of next year, when you've got all the 12 months since the beginning of coronavirus and all the forbearances start coming to an end, there's definitely going to be waves of inventory coming on the market. How big those waves are going to be, we don't know yet. There's still things that the Feds can do. The outcome of the election is totally up in the air, and how much that's going to make an impact is going to be hard to say. Prospect to marketing ratio 50-50. Marlon, that's a totally interesting question, but it's a difficult question to answer because prospecting is a time-intensive activity. Marketing is a dollar-intensive activity. So you're using two different resources. Now, in marketing, you can also use a lot of time. So you can spend time and money on marketing. With prospecting, you're pretty much just spending time. So 50-50, the key is talking to people. And if you're using prospecting as your way of getting in touch with people to talk to them, that's great. If you're using marketing as a way of getting people in touch with you, that's great, but you have to talk to them. And so the skill of conversation is still the highest premium in the real estate industry is, can you communicate? Can you lead somebody to a decision? So your ability to influence, persuade, that's the high value. So it's not how much time you spend, it's how good you are in investing that time. Because if you suck, if your skills suck, your conversations suck, you don't know what to say, and you don't say it well, then prospecting is a bad waste of time because you'll get results, but it's going to be super slow and super painful. So as much time as you're spending on prospecting, you should be spending time training to become the best at what you do and leading conversations and what to say and how to say it. Marketing, same thing. You got to be testing there's good marketing, there's bad marketing. Most marketing is not strategic. It's just like, they saw somebody else doing it, or they saw this marketing company selling them some gig, and it's a waste of money because unless you're committed to the long term. Marketing is a long-term play. Okay, building a real estate business is a long-term play. That's why I say relationships are the secret, but that takes a long time. It takes time to build those relationships, but that's where the big money is. Okay, all right, guys, that's it for this morning. No excuses, because if you turn to excuses right now for failure, all you're left with is failure and excuses. So winning is everything. And the real estate reality is what you do is going to determine your success. Join me this Wednesday, free training. Go to agentmasterylive.com to get a ticket to our 3-day event coming up September 8th, 9th, and 10th. All the details are there at agentmasterylive.com. Have a great week, everybody. Play to win and always expect yes.